Lung Yao, what's up? My name's Jay, man. So I was just watching, I just watched, well, I came to your channel to watch the new shit you put up, but then I saw that you made one a few weeks ago I didn't see, so I looked at it, and I'm responding to that now. Alright, first of all, as far as this Fox thing and Jesse Jackson getting caught using the word nigga, I just recently watched this movie called Out Fox. It was actually made a few years ago, and it was completely amazing to me. A lot of parts of this movies, they were just completely prophetic. You know what I mean? There's a section in the movie, I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's about Fox News Network and about Rupert Murdoch, and the movie just kind of breaks down, Fox's techniques for pushing their agenda and all of that. And there's one section where they talk about where this former reporter for Fox News talks about how reporters were encouraged to actively seek out information and stories that would discredit and embarrass Jesse Jackson. In his words, Jesse Jackson was one of their targets. Now, I was, you know what I mean, and knowing what happened, a couple of months ago or last month or whatever, I was like, wow, fucking just completely prophetic, man. Like I said, movies made a couple of years ago, and there's just several things that they point out in the movie where they just kind of break down Fox News's technique, their propaganda technique and shit. So many times I was sitting there like, oh my God, that's exactly, you know what I mean? Exactly. I've seen that too many times while watching Fox and shit. Now, about the word nigga, a lot of times these intellectuals, social critics and all that, whenever there's a racial scandal, a Don Imus type thing or a Jesse Jackson type thing, you'll have these intellectuals come on TV, these pseudo-blacks and pseudo-intellectuals coming on TV talking about the use of the word nigga and what's appropriate and what's not, and most of the time they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And one thing that I never hear them mention is that the reason that a lot of brothers can use the word nigga when referring to one another is because of the fact that they are close to one another, that they know one another, and that not every, the impression is always given on these shows, or or when you read about the issue, the impression is always given that black people can call each other niggas, black people can use it, and no one else can use it, or they'll be held to pay. People go, and the case isn't simply, obviously, that any brother can call any other brother a nigga. If I'm walking down the street and some brother is, walking down the street past me that I don't know, who I've never seen, and I say to him, "What's up, nigga?" The first thing that dude is gonna think, "Do I know that dude?" You know what I mean? He's gonna be like, "Well, who is that?" He's gonna be, "Is that an old friend of mine who I don't recognize?" That's the first thing he's gonna think, and then when he realizes that he don't know me, he's gonna be thinking, "What the fuck is wrong with that dude?" You know what I mean? Coming, talking to me like, you know what I mean? You got these people that are supposedly some kind of authorities on the issue, and they come on and they have no idea about the nuances of this mad complex issue of the use of the word nigga. You know what I mean? While I was watching the thing on The View, and the sister, the comedian chick, the fat one, or the kind of pretty one though, and she's talking about how she grew up using the word nigga, and she can use it, and she don't want to hear the word coming out of white people's mouths. That shit just kind of pisses me off, because it's just absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean? When you say that I don't want to hear the word coming out of a white person's mouth at all, period. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, if I'm having a conversation with a white person, and in the conversation, their part of the conversation requires, if the conversation has to do with race or whatever, if it's about the word nigga itself, or if it's about whatever, if it's about music or about a movie, if they're quoting a movie and the word nigga is in the quote, if I know the person's not calling me a nigga, and if I know they don't have, there's no malice in them using the word using the word, then why the fuck do I mind if they use it? Why the fuck do I not want to hear the word nigga coming out of their mouths at all? Period. I mean, and if they're having a conversation with me and the conversation calls for them saying the word, but instead they say the N word, I feel like they're treating me like I'm an 8-year-old kid with fragile ears and can't hear certain words. It's ridiculous, you know. I don't want to hear it coming out of their mouths. I mean, shit. I mean, you're an adult. They're an adult. Why wouldn't she talk to you like you're an adult? You know what I mean? The last thing about how this shit won't even be an issue once Obama becomes president. You know, my take on that is there's so many people, black and white, who just, they are dying, absolutely dying to believe that racism is dead. They are just utterly anxious to believe that racism is dead. And when Obama becomes president, I mean, it'll be like a Christmas present to them, because now they can tell any black person that refers to racism or existing racism, they can tell that black person, oh, you're fucking crazy. The president is black. How is there racism? You know what I mean? You know, I got some problems with Obama's stance on a lot of things, and so I don't support him because you know, one, because his handling of the Reverend Wright situation. Obviously, he said what he had to say in order to remain a candidate. You know, to remain a possible to keep his campaign alive. And that's the problem that I have with him. The same problem I have with a whole bunch of all politicians, is that they have to say, you know, if you're too honest and too truthful about real shit, then you just got no shot whatsoever. So it's like that with the Reverend Wright situation. Same thing, you know, he used to be way pro-Palestinian, but he said something about Palestinians being persecuted, you know, some speech some months back. Then the AIPAC got back at him. AIPAC rebuked him, and he changed his tune real quick. And that, I just can't respect shit like that. You know what I mean? But the thing is that a lot of white people, they're just dying to believe that racism is dead, and that's a big part of the reason they want to see Obama in there. That's a big part of the reason why you hear a lot of you hear Obama complimented so often for being articulate. I mean, he's supposed to be. He's a Harvard-educated United States senator. I mean, shouldn't you expect him to be? You know what I mean? But these people who are so anxious to see a brother get into office because they want to believe that racism is dead, these are exactly the people who are like, oh wow, he's so articulate. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, here's a brother that I can get behind. You know what I'm saying? I say I'm not an Obama supporter, but I am praying. You know, I know it's either him or McCain, and I'm praying to God it's not McCain. And, you know, obviously there'll be a certain pride factor if he does get in, but I just don't like the way he talks about a lot of issues. There's other issues that I have with him. But anyway, man, so that's that. Yo, I dig your videos. Keep doing your thing. I'm done with this one. I'm gonna go ahead and watch the other two, your latest shits. All right, stay up, man. Peace.